Hello and welcome to Shell Point Today for Thursday, January 21st. I'm Rich Nation.
And I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi. Coming up today, Dotty Morrison will show us what's happening at the photo studio. We'll watch as the Woodlands tennis courts get a fresh surface, and Cathy Miskell will present the results of the Christmas Fund Drive for 2015.
But first, don't forget about tomorrow's concert in the Woodlands Commons lobby on the second floor. Come enjoy American Theater Organ Society member Ron Carter as he fills the halls with his seasoned performance. Ron has served 4 churches as an organist and music director for over 40 years. Join him for a relaxing evening of organ music beginning at 6:30, or you can come an hour early at 5:30 for hors d'oeuvres.
Also tomorrow is a chance for artists and art lovers to be involved in next year's Ageless Creativity Art Exhibition at the Davis Center in downtown Fort Myers. Exhibition planner Marge Lee of Lucina will join the great folks at the Sidney and Byrne Davis Art Center for an informative session at 10:15 in the Social Center on the island. All residents are encouraged to apply for the juried art exhibition that runs in February 2017.
Looking towards the weekend, you'll want to get in on Saturday's Life Quest discussion group, when their special guest will be someone here in this room. Now, who could that be? Mary Kay, it's you. You're speaking Saturday, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
You know, we all have people who are important to us and special moments, life experiences that influence who we are today. You'll want to join Mary Kay Grimaldi for a special workshop to learn how to gather recollections of these special moments, inspiring you to capture them to share with loved ones. Sounds like an interesting morning that will be well spent in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands beginning at 10 a.m.
It's time now for a Gallery Glimpses segment from Dotty Morrison. This month, Dotty's work is being featured at the photo studio in an exhibit entitled Capturing My World.
Hi, I'm Dotty Morrison, and we're here in the Photo Gallery and Studio for another episode of Gallery Glimpses. But this time, I'm going to turn it over to our gallery director, Ann Erickson. Thanks for coming, Ann.
Thanks, Dotty. I'm glad I'm here, and the reason I am here is because Dotty is the photographer of the month, or of this show. So, Dotty, what did you call your show?
I called my show Capturing My World because I like taking pictures of a number of kinds of photographic subjects.
That's obvious. And I see that you have some wonderful birds. And can you tell us a little bit about the birds?
Well, you know, anyone who knows me knows that I love birds, and I try to combine the photography with it. So taking pictures of birds is a matter of taking dozens of shots. You just stand there and keep taking a shot at one after another because you never know what the bird's going to do. That happened when I was in Key West at the Butterfly Museum, and they had 2 flamingos that were in the enclosure, and I just kept walking around kind of trying to peek through the bushes taking shots, and I was really thrilled when I got home and found that this particular shot incorporated the curve of the head, the curve of the feathers that are well lit, and then this nice space that's the negative space, and then the black on the beak. I just was thrilled with the image, but again, it took dozens of shots to capture it.
That's beautiful. The coloring is just wonderful.
Thanks. Another example is this series of 4 photographs of the white morph reddish egret. The reddish egret is a gray and reddish color bird, but once in a while around here we get a white version of the bird, and this shows him doing his umbrella dance, which is to attract fish underneath the shadow, and then finally the plunge and the successful fish that he's taking for breakfast.
Now, you also have photographs of people here.
You know, I think taking pictures of people is one of the hardest things to do. You never know what the expression's going to be. You have trouble with the lighting, with the background, with interference with other things going on. But I think when it comes out right, it's exciting. This particular one of my nephew Miskell and his fiance, taken out at Bowman Beach. Now, I had to use some fill flash because otherwise the light would have overcompensated the color on their face. So I used the flash to get their faces plus a really good color intensity for the sunset.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank
That is
you.
a beautiful photograph. And I also noticed that we do a little landscape photography too.
Yes, there are places that I go to that I just love. This particular picture here is from White Sands National Monument in New Mexico. And taking pictures of a white area like that is very difficult. And I took, again, dozens of pictures trying to get the depth perception because it can just look like it's flat. So the yucca plant and the mountains in the distance provide a little bit of three-dimensional quality.
Beautiful, because when I first walked in, I could have sworn you were up north somewhere.
With the snow, yes.
Very definitely.
This was sand. Here's another example of a place that I love to visit, Seney Wildlife National Refuge, which is in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I go there because it gives me peace. And so I tried to take photographs both daytime and at night at sunset that would show the peaceful quality of the wilderness setting.
What a beautiful, Dotty. It's a
Thank
wonderful
you.
show.
Thank you.
And so all of you now can come Tuesdays and Thursday mornings between 10 and 12 and see this wonderful show. And it's just beyond belief when you think of all the work that goes into it just to get one photograph. So Dotty, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank
and
you.
Thank you for this beautiful show.
Thank
But I
you.
just have one more question.
Okay.
What would be your ideal place to go to take birds that you haven't been to yet?
Australia.
Start
Because
saving your pennies.
I am. Hope to see you again here at the studio, here at the gallery, and on the next Gallery Glimpses.
The tennis courts out at the Woodlands have one of the best types of surfaces available, but their special surfaces have to be occasionally resurfaced. Recently, we caught up with some of the workers who put down the new material on the courts so that you can have the best game experience possible on the court.
Shell Point's tennis courts are not your old-fashioned blacktop tennis courts like you might have remembered from your high school. Shell Point's courts actually use the Hard-True clay system. And if you know anything about tennis, I know very little, but the clay courts are the preferred style of courts, and that's what is available at Shell Point. So if you're not a tennis player, you might not have known that. Now, however, these courts require some regular maintenance, and the crew is out here today putting down some fresh clay, making the courts perfect, and they come out here on a regular basis. We're going to chat with them and see how they're doing this. Jefferson, you have a very skilled technique applying this material.
Yes, I have 21 years of experience.
21 years doing these tennis courts, huh?
Yes. Also, I did the West Open in Manhattan.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow, good for you.
So
Well,
I
tell us, this is the Hard-True system, correct?
Yes, this is a Hard-True system.
And this is a special kind of clay, as I understand it. Is that right?
Yes, you're right.
So, you know, like the benefits of the Hard-True over like just, you know, a blacktop old kind of tennis court?
Oh, this is more better to play in a clay court, you know? Just why everybody in Florida like a clay court.
Well, very good. So how long does it take you to redo a court? Looks like you're making pretty good time out here.
Probably, I started yesterday, I finished everything today.
Very
So
good.
Everybody can play tomorrow.
Very good. Excellent.
2
So,
days construction, that's it.
okay. So this is kind of, is this an annual thing that has to be done?
Probably in 3 months, 4 months.
Oh, every 3 or 4 months we have to do this.
Depending how much you play in a court, you know?
Very good. Okay.
Okay?
So how often do you come out to Shell Point? Have you been out here before to do these, or have other guys done it before?
Yeah.
You're out here normally?
Normally, I do it all the time.
Very good. Well, I appreciate your hard work, and we'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
It wasn't long ago that sleigh bells were ringing and people were singing and snow was falling. Well, not here, but in many other places. Here, it was a Florida Christmas, and the hearts of the Shell Point employees were made happy and bright through the wonderful donations of you, the residents, during the Employee Christmas Fund Drive. Chair of the drive, Cathy Miskell, has the totals for the 2015 season and a word of thanks.
Some years ago, at an awards banquet held in his honor, baseball's inimitable Yogi Berra opened his acceptance speech by saying, "Thank you for making this necessary." I feel like Yogi. I am so grateful to you all for making this thank you of mine necessary. Without you, there'd be no need for a chairman to head the Christmas Fund Committee. In fact, there wouldn't even be an employee Christmas fund. It all came about some years ago when a group of grateful Shell Point residents, acting purely on their own initiative, created a plan to give a cash Christmas gift to each of Shell Point's employees. The Employee Christmas Fund sprang spontaneously from the grateful hearts of these Shell Point residents and has grown exponentially ever since. Before I give you this year's figures, I do want to take a moment to encourage those of you who may be considering signing up for the monthly donation option to do it now. It's the best way to maximize your gift. Those of you who already signed up don't have to do anything, unless, of course, you wish to change the amount of your donation or cancel. Okay, here are the numbers. The total amount distributed to employees last December for 2015 was $440,570. This exceeded 2014's figure by a little more than $2,000. This was never a competition. The goal was to not disappoint the employees by giving them less than the previous year's Christmas gift, and that goal was met. Each full-time employee received $610, compared to $605 in 2014. Part-time employees and new hires received prorated amounts. A total of 978 employees received gifts. In 2015, residents' donations to the fund ranged in amount from $5 to $8,000. In 2014, the range was $25 to $10,000. In 2015, the average donation that residents made to the fund was $355, compared to $350 in 2014. Awesome job. I wish especially to thank this year's fabulous Christmas Fund Committee. Helen McDonald, Nancy McCarthy, Marilyn Horvath, Marcia Sealand and her husband Carl, Linda Williams and her husband Alvin. Unbeknownst to me, Carl and Alvin were conscripted to the cause by their wives and contributed mightily. I wish to extend my heartfelt thanks to all those of you who gave to the 2015 Employee Christmas Fund and to all of you who volunteered. Thank you for helping to keep Shell Point exceptional. Now I intend to sit back, eat bonbons as I turn over the reins to this year's outstanding chairwoman, Mrs. Jerry Nanfelt, and her excellent committee. I'm Cathy Miskell, and I wish you good health and happiness in the coming year.
And now it's time once again to cover all of today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hi, and welcome to the happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley, and this is Caitlin Van Scoy, and we're going to go over the activities that we offer for you here today at Shell Point. We have an early class today, Health Connection, 7:15. We have Bend, Breathe, and Balance. That's down in the Health Club. 8 o'clock's the time for Men's Golf Association to be meeting at the Shell Point Golf Club. Also at 8 o'clock, we have our round-robin doubles tennis going on down at the Woodlands. And we have our annual library and book and media sale at 9 o'clock in the Library Lounge at the Resident Activity Center. We're going to have a Samba card game going on in the Sable Room of the Woodlands at 9 o'clock. Then at 9:30, we have current events. That'll be in the game room of the Woodlands. The ladies' match play tennis will be down at the courts at 9:30. Also at 9:30, the Paddlers Club will be gathering to take off for their regular weekly trip from the kayak storage. At 9:45, we have Introduction to Beginning Line Dancing in the Health Club. And we have a Global Impact Week Open Forum in the Grand Cypress Room at 10. At 10:15, we have Basic Line Dancing in the Health Club. And our Susie Q heads to Rum Runners at Or Fathoms today at 11 o'clock. Here's Caitlin to tell you about our afternoon lineup.
Thank you, Bev. We start the afternoon off with Mahjong in the Library Lounge at 12:45. And at 1:15, the Butterfly Garden Committee meeting will be gathering at the first floor west parlor of King's Crown. The spot play readers will be rehearsing, and that'll be in the Osprey Room at 1:15. Also at 1:15, Shuffleboard will be available at the Shuffleboard courts. The Stamp Ministry will be gathering in the Stamp Room at 2 o'clock. And it's time for a Computer Club at 2:15 in the Manatee Room. 2:45, we have a Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility Advanced. That's in the Health Club on the island. And the seamstress will be here for her weekly service at 4 o'clock in the Osprey Room. We move to 4:30 for Alcoholics Anonymous. They'll be meeting in the Sable Room at the Woodlands. And Pinochle will be available at 6:30 at the Library Lounge. 7 o'clock will round out our Thursday, and that'll be Trailblazers Bible Study in the Woodlands Game Room. We hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Thursday, the 21st of January. At 1:30, the Apple TV, the beginning of the Future TV class, is taking place in the Cove at the Estuary for those who have signed up. And at 4:30, the Viking Age and its impact on us today will begin in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands, and you can sign up right at the door. Don't forget to take your question to the Apple, iPad, iPhone, Mac free walk-in clinic tomorrow in the Technology Teaching Center of the island.
Menus for Thursday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is pulled pork with ranch, potato casserole, and baked beans. The dinner special is the Crystal Carving Board for $15.95. The soup of the day is broccoli cheddar bacon. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a turkey Cobb salad wrap with fresh fruit for $7.75. The dinner special is Thai night for $8.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are prosciutto wrapped halibut for $18.95 or seared pork tenderloin for $15.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. My name is Arni, Shareski, and with me today is Charlotte Stemple. Both of us are members of our International Ministries Committee. Charlotte, we're in the middle of our Global Impact Week, and it's going extremely well.
It's going too quickly.
Yeah, it's going too quickly. We have a special event coming up on Friday. How would you like to describe it for us?
Well, it's very easy to describe because it's called Shell Point's own 60 Minutes.
Aha.
And if any of you, and I suppose that most people in their lifetime at one time or another have seen the continuing Sunday evening program called 60 Minutes, we are going to replicate that. And we are going to have our very own Scott, not Scott Pelley, but Scott Moore will be the MC. And we were going to have our very own Andy Rooney, and you have to come and see whose eyebrows match up with that description. And we will have video scenes, we will have commercials, and you will think you are in the studios watching 60 minutes. It'll be very fast-paced and very interesting. Special event.
That's going to be Friday evening at 7:15.
Yes.
And we will serve some refreshments after the program is over.
Yeah.
Yes. During this week, we have enjoyed a feature that we've never had before, and that is called The Wall. And what's that all about?
Well, the general theme for the whole week is access to unreached people. And there are millions, literally millions of people in the world for whom there is no access to the gospel. And so our goal is to have access to all people. And the wall is going to be something that will stun everyone who sees it. It will be across the front of the auditorium, and it's a black wall with the names of all the people groups who are unreached on that, or basically unreached. There are very few, if any, known believers in these people groups. And so that will be across the front, and you will see that, and you will understand how we still have a lot of work to do in telling the good news to the whole world.
That's the main part, isn't it? The real thrust of what we're doing this week is try to encourage people to pray and to support the giving of the gospel of Jesus Christ to the whole world. And as you said, there are a lot of people who haven't heard yet, and they need to hear. It's going to be very important. Well, we welcome you all. Do come on Friday evening especially. You will enjoy it. It's going to be a fun program and also something very worthwhile. Have a great day.
Well, that brings today's program to a close. Tune in again tomorrow when we'll check out the beautiful new patio furniture at the Cafe Promenade, and we'll recap the top stories from all of this week. Until then, this has been Shell Point Today for Thursday, January 21st. I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation, hoping you have a super rest of the day, and we'll see you again tomorrow for the weekend edition.